$941 billion, rolling over. That's how much money is moving out of 401ks and into IRAs this year, and a huge chunk of it is walking straight into a fee gap almost nobody sees coming. The move that everyone calls free and standard, for a lot of people it quietly costs tens of thousands of dollars. So why does doing the responsible thing leave you poorer? Welcome to Rocket Finance, where we open the hood on the stuff the retirement industry would rather you skim past. Today we're doing the actual math on what happens to your money when you change jobs. The rollover trap, the left behind account, and the invisible fee shift that turns a smart-sounding decision into a slow leak. Stick around, because this one probably applies to you already. And if it does, hitting subscribe means you'll catch the next thing they don't advertise. Here's the structural piece nobody explains. When you're inside an employer 401k, you're not buying alone. You're pooled with hundreds or thousands of co-workers, and that collective buying power gets your plan into institutional share classes, the discounted version of the exact same funds. The moment you roll that money into a personal IRA, that leverage evaporates. Same fund, same ticker, new price. Pew Charitable Trusts found retail equity funds charge a median 0.34 percentage points more than their institutional twins, a 37% cost jump. For hybrid funds, the ones most retirement portfolios are built on, the gap widens to 41%. And here's the part that stings. While your money sits in a 401k, the plan sponsor is legally bound by IRAs to act in your best interest. Once it lands in an IRA, that fiduciary protection generally disappears. Let's put numbers on it. Picture a 65-year-old former nurse in Ohio, rolling a $250,000 balance out of a workplace hybrid fund charging 0.46% into the retail version charging 0.65%. She's pulling out $1,000 a month, feeling organized, feeling in control. That 0.19 point gap she never noticed? It leaves her roughly $2,500 lighter by the time she's 90. In the uglier cases, someone leaving a hyper-optimized fund at 0.09% for a retail product charging 1.44%, the damage climbs past $37,000. Over a 20-year retirement, a full 1-point fee increase can quietly erase 6 figures. Now flip to the other version of this trap, the account you don't move at all. PensionBee ran a case study on a major U.S. bank that charges former employees a $4.55 monthly maintenance fee on their left-behind 401k. $4.55 sounds like a rounding error, but model a normal career. 33 years, a new job every 3 years, 12 employers, a net return around 4.15% after fees. And every abandoned account keeps bleeding that fee indefinitely. Total damage across all of them, $17,905. One account left for the full 33 years costs $3,718 by itself. It's essentially Cobra for your retirement. The cost your employer used to absorb silently becomes yours, except this time nobody sends you a notice. And the losses compound in a nasty way. The fee shrinks your principal, and then you lose the growth that principal would have earned across multiple accounts for decades. There are over 30 million unclaimed retirement accounts sitting out there right now. Pew's numbers say a 1% annual fee difference can shrink a balance by 30% over 40 years. This is not a small leak. So why do smart, careful people walk right into it? Here's the mechanism at work. Call it out-of-sight lock-in. When you leave a job, your old 401k drops out of your mental field of view. The GAO found 41% of participants don't even know they're paying fees, and only about 25% say they read and understand their fee disclosures. So the account isn't a decision you're making. It's a decision you're not making over and over. And the people who do act often act for the wrong reason. Only 3% of workers roll over to lower fees, while 39% do it for more control. Control feels like progress. It feels responsible. But nobody in that 39% checked whether the same fund just got 37% more expensive on the way over. The trap isn't laziness. It's that the system is engineered, so the expensive default requires zero effort, and the cheaper option requires you to know a term like institutional share class even exists. Here's the plain takeaway. Before you roll over or walk away, compare the actual expense ratios, because free and standard describe the transaction, not the cost. That $941 billion moving this year isn't moving because millions of people made bad choices. It's moving through a structure where the responsible-sounding move quietly upgrades you to the retail price, strips the fiduciary protection, and charges you $455 a month for the accounts you were told to just leave alone. You weren't careless. You were handed a maze with the cheap exit unmarked. So go find your old accounts, read the expense ratio, and ask one blunt question. Same fund. Why does it cost more now?